Muchachos, Isela here with the Truck Boss Show next to Nikki.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
So welcome back. You already know that we always have good stuff here on the Truck Boss Show, always keeping you updated on the latest. But before that, Nikki, what'd you do this weekend?
Well, the fair's in town. You know, we're all out of Oklahoma City, and it's in town, and we went and got the caricature picture drawn. Super cute. We liked it. It's so much. There's so much fun out the fair, but I kind of felt like it was missing some stuff.
You think so?
Yeah.
I actually went. I've been twice already. You know, you got to do the family thing with the kiddos, and then my husband and I went over the weekend. We celebrated Mexico's independence. Woo woo. So, anyways, but I saw that they had more booths there. Several. I mean, they were selling. You know, they got sweaters and gadgets and all this cool stuff. But I feel like that's where they added and might have taken from some of the others.
Yeah, I was like, because my favorite beer tent was not there this year. I was pretty upset about that. I was sad, but it's okay. I went without this year, but it's all right. I still had my roasted corn, which is my favorite thing out at the fair. What's your favorite?
I went for the turkey leg, the Indian tacos, the corn. The cinnamon rolls are very, very popular. I've had 4 of those already.
Oh my goodness. Our girl used to say, let's her food. Num, 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 num.
Yes, I do. Anyways, so what we're going to talk about today is what's going on in the industry.
Yep, that's right. News coming at you right now. So according to Forbes, the truck driver shortage is fake news, apparently. Since 2005, the American Trucking Association has been releasing reports on the driver shortage. Most recently, the ATA estimated that the truck industry ended 2018 with a shortage of more than 60,000 truck drivers. If you do a Google search, you will continue to see reporting on the driver shortage. That is despite a report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics in May saying that this is not the case. Concludes, as a whole, the market for truck drivers appears to work as well as any other blue-collar labor market. There is thus no reason to think that given sufficient time, driver supply should fail to respond to price signals in the standard way. An important source of employment, there are approximately 1.75 million heavy and tractor-trailer trucks driving in the United States in 2017, along with 877,670 light truck or delivery service drivers. So they're basically saying that this driver shortage is a big hoax, that there are tons of drivers out there.
You know, Nikki, I'm going to say for as long as I've been in the industry, I've heard there is a driver shortage, and then I hear, no, there's not.
What do you think? Do you think there's a driver shortage? We want to hear your comment or maybe something that you've read, but it's hard to believe that, it's one person says this, another person says this. You can look on one news article online and then flip to the next.
And it's the total opposite.
And it's opposite. So tell us what you think is going on in driver shortage today, if there is one or if there isn't one.
I'd like to know.
I would too. So what do you have?
Well, Nikki, moving on. 10-4 on DC on National Mall. This is going to be taking place October the 3rd through the 5th. Now, in a reboot of last year's event with hopes of boosting attendance and reinforcing a public awareness truck show vibe among potential attendees, organizers are feeling positive for the second year success, and that's the Big 10-4 on DC. Now, our friend Brian Hutchins out of Oklahoma City, he says among the event organizers, they've already had 103 trucks registered. Now, they only have a few weeks left before the event. Now, there's no cost to register or participate other than personal expenses and any other donations that can be made. Nikki, I think this is pretty awesome. This is 10-4 second year. With them already having so many people registered, and there's only a few weeks left, they still can register now. Now, the event is funded in the wake of momentum from last year's event. They're hoping for something bigger. This is to bring everyone together, in appreciation to truckers as well, and to get the Senate involved, the public, and also the drivers.
Yes, because I recall reading that article as well. Brian had mentioned that it's so important to go to the White House or your local Senate or anything that's having to do with the legislation, because they want to show how much trucking means to them. And like he said, that some people never even been in the cab of a truck. They've never driven a truck. They don't know what that world is like. And so they want to bring their side of it and show the importance of it and
what the passion is behind it. These guys are very passionate. Like you mentioned, he did state no one's seen the inside of a truck.
Right.
It's really interesting for them to bring this out to the people. It's also awareness. They are for the truckers.
Yes.
They are for the people. And I think this event is going to be pretty cool. And the way they end it with a barbecue and just letting everybody
like
know.
the brotherhood is all
yes,
there.
the brotherhood is there. So I think that's amazing. So, guys, wish you the best of luck.
Yes.
And stay tuned because Truck Boss Show will be covering 10-4.
Truck Boss Show will have a representative out there covering that event in Washington, D.C. So you want to stay tuned. We'll have more info on that in the next couple weeks.
Yes. Now, Nikki, moving on. Speaking of 10-4, I had the opportunity to have an interview with our friend Todd Campbell. Now, Todd, he is one of the organizers of 10-4, and he talks a little bit more about what the organization is doing and what they hope for this year. So check this out.
How's it going, Isela here with the Truck Boss Show? And we have our friend Todd Campbell with 10-4 that he is live with us. Todd, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Todd, introduce 10-4.
Well, it's kind of a complex thing. It's for the driver. It's a trucker's tribute is kind of what we're titling it with, and we're putting on this event, so it's whatever you want it to be.
So basically, you're out there bringing the awareness for the driver. So you are for the people, for the drivers, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
I own a company here in Southern Ohio, and about everybody does. Some people are just drivers, but it's just the passion for this industry. I've been at this for a little while, almost 21 years. I've been doing this, so I'm kind of used to this being my job.
So you've been in the game for a pretty long time. So with that being said, Todd, now tell us from experience, I'd say, or your opinion, why do you think it's hard for truckers, or why aren't more drivers taking the time to get in front of local or national politicians to talk about the issues?
I think it more so it just scares them. I mean, they think. I think it's intimidating because you see them on TV or you see them out in public and everybody wants to run up and talk to them, and it's just overwhelming is the thing. And our event is strictly a trucker's pride event, and let you decide what that means to you, each individual person that comes. But we really encourage that you try to make an appointment to see your transportation aide or possibly your congressman, your senator, whomever, while you're in DC.
Whoever it is that you need to talk to. Right.
Yeah, we're not there every day, and nor are we going to be there every day. So you rarely have these opportunities. We have 2 business days that we're there, Thursday and Friday. We're still got enough time. You can probably squeeze one in and probably get a transportation aid right now. And you'll get a lot better understanding at some of them are unaware of what our issues are because nobody on our side has ever really spoke out to them. They're hearing lopsided things.
So 10-4 taking place, obviously, if they've not caught on to it, October the 4th.
Yes. We start out on October the 2nd. We open the gates up at 8 a.m. in Fredericksburg, Virginia at the fairgrounds. We stage there. It's a secured parking lot. We have security there, a person the whole time we're gone. Everything's, we're of course we have to pay for this, and we're just truckers. That's all any of us are. We're all truckers. So nobody's independently wealthy. We're, of course, asking for donations to help with funding this stuff. We're on the National Mall. You're at the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. And around roughly 10 o'clock on the 5th, which is a Saturday, we convoy back to Fredericksburg for a barbecue with the Fredericksburg Regional Food Bank. We're also partnering with them, and last year we donated roughly 28,000 pounds of food to Fredericksburg Regional Food Bank. They said equated to like 40,000 meals is what that equated to. We're trying to do something good for the community as well, and it really was a freakish thing. They happened to be having an event, this barbecue. I forget what they call it, Porktoberfest, I think. Don't quote me on that one, but they happened to be doing it on a Saturday when we came back. So it just freakishly kind of happened.
Well, that's pretty awesome, Todd. I think, with the convoy, and, you're saying you guys are going to return and you're having this big barbecue, but you're bringing the community together, and being able to donate that much food to help so many people, so many families out there. I always say this on our show. I don't know if people are probably tired of hearing me say this, but a big appreciation, hands down, to our drivers. So thank you so much. But if it wasn't for our drivers, we wouldn't have what we have today. So thank you so much. And that's awesome what you guys are doing. And I really do wish you guys the best of luck. You already know the Truck Boss Show is going to be there at 10-4. So I know we're super stoked about that. Everybody's excited, just to see what unfolds. People coming together. If you have the opportunity to speak up, and you have it, go for it and take advantage of it.
Yes.
So awesome. That's pretty neat. Thank you so much for being on the Truck Boss Show. I appreciate that. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the 10-4.
Thank you, Todd. Nikki, best of luck again to these guys.
Yes,
and
I think it's going to be a good turnout, and I hope the best for them, and I hope they get what they're going for.
Yes, can't wait to see how it all unfolds and all the good stuff that's going to come about.
So. Absolutely. So I actually had an awesome interview with our friend Mike, who is a monster truck driver, when we were up in Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago for the 7th Annual Trucking Nationals. And Mike talks about what it takes to get those huge, giant trucks ready to go in there and smash all those things and just put on a good show. So check this out with Mike.
Hey everyone, Nikki here at the Truck Boss Show, and we are next to our new friend, Mike the Second. There is a Mike the Senior, his father, who is a monster truck driver. He's a monster truck driver. We're in front of his monster truck. Thanks for joining us today, Mike.
Absolutely. I was happy to be here, actually. My parents used to compete here over like 20 years ago, so it was my first time back in 20 years.
Cool. So I know that your dad has been driving monster trucks for about 38 years, is what I've heard. When did you start driving monster trucks?
I started professionally in 2012. I actually rode freestyle motocross for 10 years professionally prior to that. And in 2012, I made the full jump into monster trucks, and I never looked back.
Cool. So today we're at the Maple Grove Raceway here in Pennsylvania, and Mike and his father, Mike, they were drag racing, and they were riding over little small Hondas and just crushing them to itty bitty pieces. What made you want to follow in Dad's footsteps?
I just thought it was cool. Like I said, I did freestyle for 10 years, and it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. And the more I looked at the trucks, the more appealing it became. And my dad and his buddy went in halves on this truck, and they asked if I wanted to take the pilot seat of it, and I was like, absolutely. So that was my opportunity. Like I said, I jumped in it, and the skill level crossed over well from the motocross to the truck, so it was just a natural fit for me.
Well, it's super cool, uber cool. So, Mike, what does it take to prepare this giant beast for the action that it has to do?
It definitely takes a lot of work. It's not just we show up with the truck and we go beat on it and then put it back in the trailer and it's ready for the next weekend. It doesn't work like that. It takes a lot of man hours. It takes a lot of money to put back into these vehicles to make them do what they do. And that's where my YouTube channel comes in, actually. It'll show you that it's not all fun and games and, fame and glitter and glam and nothing like that. So check out the YouTube channel and we'll show you all about it.
What events do you have coming up this year for the rest of the year?
This year, for the rest of the year, is basically, I call it our blue-collar tour. It's like these racetracks right here, little speedways, fairgrounds, and things like that. And once January comes around, that's our big tour. That's where Monster Jam, the thing you see on TV, all the big football stadiums and 60,000 people, that starts up in January and runs for 3 months. So once 2020 comes around, look for us on TV, NBC, and things like that. And also my YouTube channel, I have V2 Vids. It's all behind the scenes footage of us working on this mess. When I break it, we fix it. A lot of onboard footage, traveling and things like that.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to go. I'm going to go check out the YouTube channel. You should too.
Absolutely. So
we're really excited. And thank you once again, Mike, and good luck with everything you have coming up in the next year. And we will see you on the next Truck Boss Show.
So Isela, those monster trucks were so cool, and seeing them smash those cars at the 7th Annual Trucking Nationals, it was just so cool, and seeing what it all takes to, get them ready for it, and the team they have behind it, and those tires were huge. I remember standing next to it, and it was like above my head. It was crazy.
Nikki, you're this tiny.
Well, I know I'm only 5'3", but those tires were tall.
But they are huge. They are. I have a picture of my oldest two. Of course, they were little bitty, 3 and 5, I would say, and with their grandma standing. And she's a pretty tall woman. She's 5'11", and those tires are huge.
Yes.
And so it's pretty neat. I mean, it's awesome. I would love to get in one of those.
Yes, and Mike also participates in Monster Jam every year, traveling around the country.
Ooh, maybe we can meet
I know.
him.
Come on, Mike,
when
let
he
us
comes
come to one of those Monster Jam
OKC.
shows. We love those monster trucks.
Ooh, what if we ride in one of those trucks?
That would be pretty cool. What do you guys think? You think we should get in one of those
Should
monster
we?
trucks?
Should we not? Yeah. I think we can run over a car.
I think so too.
I think we got this.
Yes, absolutely. So, a Truck Boss show actually had the opportunity recently to head up to Joplin, Missouri, and speak with Brian, the boss man, about GBATS 2020. So, we have a lot of cool things coming to you soon. You'll get a little bit more insight about GBATS. I know that they decided to go every other year instead of every year because they want it to be bigger and better and just more awesome for everybody that's involved in it and the family.
Now, if you don't know what GBATS is, Guilty by Association. Brian, the boss man, awesome people. First time that we went to it. If you have not seen our videos from the year that we went,
go check them out.
Wow, so much fun. We loved it. One of our favorite events by far, and I know that we're excited for 2020.
Yes.
Because we cannot wait. That was like the best.
Yes, absolutely. Cannot wait for GBATS 2020.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. But you already know Truck Boss is all over the place. We bring the fun to you, no matter what.
Absolutely.
So we got something coming up too that we're prepping for, and we've been letting you guys know. Don't forget, we're going to be at the Bandit Big Race Series this coming October. So you got to stay tuned for all the the info that we got coming up, because we're gonna have awesome interview, and Bossapalooza's coming out.
Yes.
Bossapalooza, people ask for it. We're gonna bring it
Absolutely. So don't forget why we do this.
because you're the boss.